Yo, what's up guys, Outrageous Bear here. Today I'm gonna be doing something different. Usually I do video games and stuff, but I was needing to do something to my gun anyway, so I thought I might as well make a video on how to disassemble and reassemble it, which I guess assembling it would just be the reverse of disassembling it. I guess I don't need to do that part. Yeah, so I'm just disassembling it. You can watch it in reverse to reassemble it. Anyway, so we'll get into it real quick. Alright, so not too hard. I took the stock off already, which if you don't know how to take the stock off, like, come on. I mean, you have to take it off to change the battery, so I ain't gonna show you that much. Just pull that little tab down and yank it. Anyway, so first up, make sure you take the mag out. There you go. Next step, you're going to want to take this screw off right here. And for these screws, you're going to want to use an Allen wrench, or if you got one of these, it's a little rusty, but just multiple different sizes. But if you have an Allen wrench of the right size, you can use that. Don't ask me what size it is, I just know which one to use based off of how it looks. Anyway, so I'm going to do this real quick. So it's just a small little screw, and once you get that done, just set it aside. That out of the way. There we go. Set it aside, flip it over, and it's just this little thing right here. Now you could try yanking it out, but I doubt you're gonna get it. So the best thing to do, I'm gonna take the next size up on this, shove it. I don't want to go with that. Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's get the next size. Just rest it right there on top of it, so that way you won't strip out the insides, and just hit down on top of it. I can't do that holding this, so give me a second. There you go. And you just want to do little taps. You don't need to whack it too hard. You don't want to snap anything. So just take that out, set it aside. Now, this is going to be a little more complicated. What you're going to do is you're taking this entire top part off, and in order to do that, you're going to pull this back and pull this entire front this way. So you're gonna have to do that at the same time. Pull this back and push the entire thing like that. You see how it's starting to move right there? I'm gonna have to set my phone down to do it, but you just pull this back and pull the whole thing this way. Alright, I can take it the rest of the way off one-handed. So I did that and I released it, and now you just pull it off. And you set that whole thing aside. If you need to take this apart, it's very, very simple. This needs to come off on the bottom. This is locking this part in place, so you just take these off, and those are just little Allen wrench screws. And then you want to take these off, which again are just Allen wrench screws. And then this entire top part right here will come off, and this will be separate. And there'll be an inner chamber thing right there. And it's actually, watch out for this little plastic metal thing right here. It's not plastic, it's metal. This little thing, it'll pop out easy, so that's why I keep my gun upside down, so that way it don't fall out. Or on its side. Yeah, anyway. The next part you're going to want to do is taking off this. Now if you look inside there, let's see if I can get it to be viewable. So if you look inside there, you'll see a little screw at the very end. I can't get it to focus. There's a screw way down there. So that's just a normal Phillips head. But I got an extra long little screwdriver, so that way I can reach it, because that's a pretty long barrel. So I'm going to take that out real quick. Alright, it's just going to be this real long screw. There's one more piece in there that I hadn't taken off, because it's like stuck in there and I couldn't get it out, so yeah. Anyway, just watch out for that cord. You don't want to yank it or anything. Let's get that little metal piece out. You can see it right there, that little metal piece. There you go, got it out. Set that aside. Now you're going to be very careful getting this cord out. You don't want to yank it or anything. Just like that. Mine looks a little different because I've done a little modification to fit my battery, because I got a real big battery. Anyway, so you put that there. Next you're going to take this off. Just pop it up. Nothing holding it down, just pop it and pull it out through there. Set it aside. It should look like this now. You ain't got much of anything. Next thing you're going to want to do is unscrew this. This is your mag release. There is a spring underneath this part, and then the bottom side right here. This right here should just fall out. And this is just a small little Phillips head. Oh, there goes the bottom side. Like I said, it will just drop out. So that's what that looks like. This is the bottom side. It's just a long little piece that goes through, or you can screw it into, and then your spring right here. Just make sure you keep these together so that way you don't lose them. Maybe separate them from the rest of your stuff so that way you know what goes where. So you got the different parts. Alright, once you get that done, you just got these little things similar to that. You're just gonna punch it out with something, because you got a small one here and then the large one here. I like to just get something that's to get it started with. So let's get, actually using this will be good for me. You can use something else though, just make sure it's nothing like, you know, crazy, something that'll work. So I'm gonna just take this fat one, put it on there, and just smack the top of this, which I can't do holding my phone, so give me a second. There you go, and this is what that looks like. You'll see there's a little teeth thing right there. That was from, whenever you put it back in, you want to make sure you put it back in on this side where you unscrewed the mag, because those little teeth are going to hold it in right here. Then you got the smaller one down here. Make sure you pop it out on this side where you have the switch, because again this one has teeth in it as well, and if you put it in backwards or take it out backwards, you will strip through your gearbox, which you don't want to do. So again, you're just going to get you something small that you can put on there. Like I'm going to use one of these smaller Allen wrenches, and I'm just going to pop it through by just either pushing it or tapping it until it comes out. Once you get it past those little teeth, it'll be real easy to get out. So let me do that real quick. There we go. I gotta get it off the floor. Yeah, but I just did one good tap and it popped right out. So no issues there. Now, once you get those out, this is gonna be loose-ish. So the next thing you need to do is take off the handle, which this is where your motor is. So if your motor ever burns out, you can just take it off here. So all these steps of popping these out, you won't have to worry about that when changing your motor. This is only if you need to get to the gearbox. So you can get to the motor without taking off this, or actually any of the stuff we've done already. So if you ever just need your motor, this is the only part you need to worry about. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get something nice and small to pop that little black piece right there. It's not going to be anything difficult, so I'm going to just grab this little Allen wrench. Once again, you can use an Allen wrench for almost anything on this. You're just going to pop it in. Oh shoot, I have no grip on it. You're just going to push it in. There you go, pops open, just like that. And this reveals your motor. Now, all you need to do for the motor, these little wires, there's like a little pin where it goes in right here, and then there's one here for the black. You just pop them off like that. See? And then you can take the motor out. Just grab it with your fingers and just pull it right out. So if you needed to switch out your motor, that's all you got to do. You've got your motor, you're done. You just put the new motor in. Now the one thing you need to know is there is a spring that you put on there. If I can get it out. There we go. So this little spring, it just sits right here on the front of that. So make sure you don't lose that spring. I don't know if you get a new motor, if it'll come with the spring, so you don't want to lose that. Your motor is magnetic as well. If you don't know how motors work, it has magnet. So it's a good way to not lose stuff, but I don't want my stuff sticking to it. Anyway, there's the motor. So for the next part, just get these little wires out of the way. You see those 4 little screws in there? You're going to want to take those out. Now, my little screwdriver is long enough that I can use it to get in there. So, there you go, and just unscrew. There you go, and I'm going to just do the last 3. There you go, and once you get those screws off, your handle just pops up like that. You want to make sure you don't get those little wires caught on those holes. You don't want to rip them apart. These screws are loose in there, so don't lose those, but give me a second, I can't do this one-handed. Alright, there you go, got it off. Set that aside. Now, you've got to get this off, which is very easy. You just pop it up, just like that, and you yank it out. Give me a second. So it makes it easier if you pop it out from the back side forward, rather than trying to take the front up in first. If you take the back out first, it's much easier. But you just pull the cords through here and through here, so make sure you don't get them caught there. Comes through that little hole. There you go. And there you go. So now you've got everything separated. This is your gearbox. It also has your electronic trigger. So if you need to switch out your trigger, like if your motor's fine but your trigger control is messing up, like it just won't fire, or it's on full auto fire for the whole time, then that's going to be your trigger messing up, which was what my issue was. Which this is my new gearbox. But then putting it back together is basically the same thing. I would say though that putting your handle on first, which is what we just took off, putting this on first will make it a little bit more harder. It'll be easier if you put these little pins in with the teeth. If you put those in first and then the handle, it makes it so much easier. But taking it apart, it's easier to take the handle off last. So anyway, but this is what your gearbox looks like completely taken apart. I was originally just going to switch out the trigger, but when I took it apart, my gears and stuff weren't looking that great, so I bought a new gearbox. Anyway, so yeah, and then you just do everything in reverse to put it back together. I know I talk a lot, but I hope I was quite informative in letting y'all know how to take apart your gun. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit a like and subscribe. Let me know if you want any other how-tos. I don't really know what else I could how-to, but yeah, that's how to take apart your gun. Thank you for watching.